Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Unique Bio Classes based on NCERT syllabus for PU first and second year. If you like my channel, please subscribe, like and share and hit the bell icon so that you can get notifications as soon as videos are getting uploaded. Okay guys, we shall start today's session. In today's session I am going to discuss about incomplete dominance. This incomplete dominance you will get it on page number 76, okay, in your NCERT textbook. So in incomplete dominance, you can find till now we have discussed about monohybrid cross. In that we have mentioned about law of dominance, where we said dominant is the one which expresses itself. Is it recessive? Is that which does not express itself in presence of dominant. But here we are talking about incomplete dominance. By the name itself, you can understand dominance is incompletely dominant. The gene which is responsible for dominant character, it is incompletely dominant over recessive gene. Okay, that we shall see here. I have prepared a note of it, so you can find here. Okay, incomplete dominance, the process where the dominant gene is incompletely dominant over the recessive gene, which means in this method dominant gene is incompletely dominant over recessive gene and it is produces a phenotype which is of intermediate type. Intermediate means in between. Okay, dominant is not completely dominant over recessive, so it produces a phenotype of intermediate of parental type. Okay, so you will understand this sentence when we go through the examples how we are going to cross. Example here we have chosen as flower color in dog flower or snapdragon or Antirrhinum majus. Okay, this is or, it should be or. Okay, dog flower, snapdragon, Antirrhinum majus, all three are the same plant with different names. Mirabilis, jalapa or 4 o'clock plant. This is another plant which can be called as Mirabilis, jalapa or a 4 o'clock plant. Now these examples are very important because during the exam time they are going to ask the questions like explain incomplete dominance in snapdragon, in Antirrhinum majus, in Mirabilis, jalapa, like that. They are taking the example as in a question, so you should know all the examples to solve the questions. Okay, so this incomplete dominance you can find here. These are the parents. Parents are, you can find that it is red flower is crossed with a white flower. A plant which produces a red flower and a plant which produces a white flower. Okay, its genotype also has been mentioned and you will get the F1 generation as pink. Okay, so here red and white. This is capital, red is capital, which means red is dominant here. Red is incompletely dominant over recessive, because of which we have got an intermediate type, intermediate of parental type. Is it when red is mixed with a white color, then you will get pink color. So similar to that you will find here also. I will give a schematic representation of that so that you can understand very clearly about this. Okay, fine. So we shall see how it works. First I shall give parent generation. Okay, parent generation. One will be female, another one will be male, and their phenotypes are red and white. What characteristics we have chosen? We have chosen flower color. Is it flower color in this flowers? One plant is producing red color flower, another plant is producing white color flower. Okay, so genotype of this. What we shall give for genotype? Genotype we are giving capital R for red and small r for white. Okay, now this itself shows this is a dominant, red is dominant, white is recessive. Next, what we have to give? We have to give gametes. Okay, in gametes, how we are giving? We are giving like this, capital R. From here we are giving small r. Why only one gamete we are writing? Because it is homozygous, not heterozygous. Okay, gametes are capital R and small r. Next, what we'll get? F1 generation. Okay, F1 generation. F1 generation, after fertilization we will get F1 generation. Here you will get capital R, small r. Okay, so according to the law of dominance which we have discussed earlier, in monohybrid cross, capital R and small r, it should be red color because of the dominant character. But here incomplete dominance, what does it explain? Dominant gene is incompletely dominant over recessive gene, because of which it produces a phenotype of intermediate of parental type. Red and white, its intermediate is pink. Okay, which means red is not completely dominant over white. So we are getting pink here. Now when he got pink, then what he did, he has self-crossed. Okay, it has been self-crossed. When we are going to self-cross, then we'll get gametes of F1 generation. Gametes of F1 generation. Now these gametes of F1 generation, we have got two different residues because pink is heterozygous. So we'll get capital R here and a small r. Okay. If we are writing one more parent, because it is self-crossed, one more parent, one will be male, another one will be female. So capital R, small r, we are getting its gamete also similar to this as capital R and small r. Now after this, what we have to give? We have to give F2 generation. If you want, you can give it as a checkerboard for F2 generation, or you can cross similar as I am doing it here. Now capital R from one parent and gamete from the another parent, both have been fused. We got this as the genotype. Once again capital R from here and small r from another parent, we got this. Okay, then we are taking these two, capital R and a small r, then comes these two, small r, small r. Okay, so now in this capital R is of a parental type, so it is red. Capital R, small r is pink, as we have got in F1 generation. This is also a pink and this is white, right? Okay, so we have got F2 generation. In F2 generation, you can find parental type is as it is. You can find, as we have got in monohybrid cross, parental type was reappearing. So parental type here also it is reappearing, and that here there is no concept of blending. Blending was not discussed by Mendel. Okay, pink. If there was a blending, we would have not got the parental type. Okay, blending is what, getting mixed up, because that mixed up, when it happens in meiosis, in crossing over, you can find that there is a blending of genes, but that blending of genes was not known by Mendel, nor he has explained about it. Here what we found, that red color, it has been reappeared, white color reappeared as of parents, and a new variety called pink which has been appeared in between. So now you can say, you can understand this concept, the process where dominant gene is incompletely dominant over recessive gene and producing a phenotype which is of intermediate or parental type. Hope you understood this sentence. Okay, now after this, if we give phenotypic ratio. Okay, phenotypic ratio. In phenotypic ratio, what you will give? Phenotype are, we have red 1, 2 pink and 1 white. Okay, so red, pink, white. Next, genotypic ratio. Excuse, genotypic ratio, we have genotypic ratio here, what? Same, capital R 1, so capital R, small r we have 2, and small r we have 1. Okay, this is a homozygous red, heterozygous pink, homozygous white. So that you will get. Now, phenotypic and genotypic ratio. Genotypic ratio is similar to monohybrid cross, but phenotypic ratio is not similar to monohybrid cross. It has been changed as incomplete dominance. Why it has been changed? Because of this. If you find that one here in your textbook, it has been clearly mentioned. You can draw this kind of a checkerboard and you can explain if you want, like this, and you can give the this is the picture of a snapdragon flower and it is appearing like this. This is the example. Now what about this question? This question will be asked, has been asked for 3 marks, and sometimes it has been asked for 5 marks also. Okay, what is incomplete dominance? Explain with an example, or write the schematic representation, or we have got 1 mark question also, write the genotypic ratio or phenotypic ratio of incomplete dominance, because you will get confused here, because it is a monohybrid cross but it is incomplete dominant. That's why here there is a confusion. 1:2:1. In monohybrid cross we are getting 3:1 ratio, right? Here we are getting 1:2:1. Because of this reason it is getting confused. That's why they'll ask the questions. Very easy concept. Okay, so that it can be understood very easily. You have to know the definition, what are the examples, and to draw the schematic representation. Till now I think you are perfect in drawing this, because we have crossed monohybrid, dihybrid, now incomplete dominance. Now it will be very clear in your mind, so how to write the schematic representation. Okay, so in my next class I'm going to discuss about codominance. We shall meet in next video. Stay tuned till then. Stay safe, stay healthy.